Ladies and gentlemen, we are all waiting for the next Nintendo console, currently dubbed the Switch 2. And one of the most exciting things for that is when we get that first reveal trailer. So in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to react to every single Nintendo console's reveal trailer. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Nintendo has changed quite a bit over the years, so it's going to be a lot of fun to go back and see how all the reveal trailers looked. Maybe some of them were more serious, maybe some of them were a little bit wackier, and we're going to compare them and kind of reminisce. Before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me. And now it's time to go down memory lane. So we're starting with the NES, and as you can see, kind of choppy, but we've got a robot, and I'm Mr. Robot Joe, so this is going to be perfect. I believe this is ROB, right? That's the name of that robot. But they're showing a lot of the NES accessories and Duck Hunt and whatever else. And I believe this would have been shown off, I guess, in 1985. So this would have been a pretty exciting time to see this. Now we are moving on to the Game Boy, and we have another robotic looking creature. That seems to be the theme, I guess, at least early on. I've seen this commercial before, and I really like this one. I had that Game Boy. I actually got it passed down from my grandma. Tetris is what I played on it. These days, it does not hold up that great, but at the time, even when I was little, it was a lot of fun. The Super Nintendo is one of my favorite consoles of all time. I had this as a child. It arguably has some of the greatest games that hold up to this day. A Link to the Past, Super Mario 3, the Metroid stuff. There's so many good games on Super Nintendo. So we're moving on to the Nintendo 64, and yesterday I was at a game store and I was talking with the people there, and I said something and they agreed with me, and I couldn't believe I said it. The Nintendo 64 was not that great. Like, it was very fun at the time, do not get me wrong. Ocarina of Time, Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, all that is great, but going back, it does not hold up at all. The games are still fun, but I think the PS1 took it that generation. We are in Space Project Reality. I don't know about this. I don't think I've ever seen this commercial. It is intriguing, right? But if that's the graphics, I don't know if that would make me want to go buy it. The Super Nintendo holds up infinitely better. Moving on to the Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance SP, my favorite handheld console, even over the Switch. The Game Boy Advance was pretty cool. This commercial right there makes it look like the screen was backlit, but we know that wasn't the case. That's why I love the SP so much. It just looks cool, right? I was around when this thing came out. I was gonna buy it regardless. I probably had like 6 different Game Boy Advances. That color on the screen, I don't know about that one. But yeah, it's crazy. These games still hold up. They're still great. I have an emulator back there where I play GBA stuff all the time. Now we're on to the greatest console of all time. And what is that, ladies and gentlemen? It's the damn GameCube. The games hold up so well. If you use Dolphin, you can upscale it. It's ridiculous. If I truly could only have one console to play for the rest of my life, home console, without a doubt, it goes to the GameCube. I just have the most nostalgia for it. It doesn't have the biggest library of games, but for what it does have, it's a strong library. Coming from the Nintendo 64 to the GameCube, I think it's one of the biggest leaps in gaming history from like graphics and gameplay and game power. Look at this frame right here, dude. At the time, this was groundbreaking. This was insane. This was like, holy shit, have you seen these graphics? Somehow it looks like really Kobe Bryant is there. And I've seen some old sports game graphics that are kind of wonky. This really isn't. Like, that's his likeness right there at the time. So I have to give it up for the GameCube. Now we are moving on to the Nintendo DS, and I don't think I remember this trailer at all. I remember E3, the fat gray DS being shown off, I believe. And I think this is it. This will turn into a DS screen, right? It will like fold or something like that. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this now. I absolutely freaking hate that DS. One of the worst Nintendo consoles of all time. The DS Lite is the best DS, best whatever. That was it for that? That's pretty crazy. The Wii, I don't remember the Wii reveal at all. I just remember it was a console and I played it. Pretty cool. I think this is very reminiscent of what was going on in tech at the time, like white stuff. The iPod Shuffle was out around that same time, I think. Yeah, I remember this trailer now. I don't think I've seen this at the time, but I remember this trailer, maybe watching it years later or something. To be young and playing the Wii when it came out, you just had to be there for it. So now we're on to the 3DS, which I didn't play at the time. I just got a 3DS for the first time last year. I sold it because I just didn't think it was for me. I didn't really like the 3D effect. I do want to get another one, but I want to get a 2DS XL because I think the library is pretty cool. But I remember this trailer. It's really good. I think it really represented what the 3DS was. Like, yes, it's super popular, right? It's great. Everybody loves it who's played it. But for some reason, it still feels a little underrated. Oh man, Reggie. Makes me happy every time I see this guy. I wish he would come back. Now we are on to the Wii U, a console I have never owned, and I've only played maybe 1 or 2 times. It's something I wish we could go back and experience. I would like to play all the games. I thought about getting one, but now with the servers being turned off, I feel like it's kind of pointless. You can still play some good games, but I wonder if you can still update the games when the service is off. I wonder if that's a thing. I think the Wii U got unnecessary hate. I think it's very ambitious. Easy to see that's the prototype for the Switch. Oh yeah, look at these Joy-Cons. So nice, dude. I finally got a new pair of Joy-Cons. Like, underrated colorway. I don't understand why it was such a big failure. I truly can't understand from somebody like me looking at it from the outside in. It looks fantastic. Like, I would love to play this. And you hear that a lot when you talk to people who actually played this. A lot of people just hate on it because I guess it's kind of popular maybe to hate on it. But there's a lot of people who look at this console and really enjoyed it. And I think it's really cool to look at all the stuff they implemented. Like, that right there in itself, that looks amazing. What a cool freaking concept. I didn't even know that was a thing until watching this reveal trailer right now. If I would have seen this reveal trailer and been able to game at the time, I would have loved this thing, man. It really is a bummer that it only sold 13 million consoles. Like, the Switch is damn near selling that every month in its 6th and 7th year. But I wonder if we're going to look back at this thing more fondly, maybe in 10 or 20 years. What's crazy is I was looking up sales for the Wii U, and I don't think any game ever sold over 10 million copies for the Wii U. I think the most sold a game ever was on the Wii U was 8 million copies. 8 million copies wouldn't even make the top 20 of Switch games sold, you know what I mean? Or in like the 40s, 30s, 20 million sold. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the console who revived Nintendo. I use this trailer all the time in my videos. I know this thing like the back of my hand. And it has a feeling to it. It really does. It really has this feeling like you're looking at something incredible. Like, you're looking at something almost like you shouldn't be looking at it. Like, it almost feels like something from a science fiction movie. Like, yeah, we have this crazy game device. It can switch, it can be a handheld, it can be a home console. It's so cool. Since this is a reveal trailer, they're showing you quite a few things. Like, I think they go over Zelda in this trailer, Mario Kart. They show Splatoon as like an esport. Like, they knew Splatoon 2 was going to be massive. I know Splatoon was out at the time, but I think they show off Skyrim. They show off a bunch of stuff. And it's just very interesting to see all these games that are eventually going to make their way to the Switch. Because the Switch only launched with 10 games. Another thing they try to do is they really try to market it like, we want you to take this thing outside and use it in parties and in group settings, like the same way people use a deck of cards at family events. They wanted the Switch to be that. But regardless, what a great reveal, right? What the hell do you think the Switch 2 reveal will be? What would be the appropriate reveal trailer? I'm very curious your thoughts and opinions on this. Down below, let me know what you're thinking. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you could. I'd really appreciate a follow. We're growing on both platforms. It's a lot of fun talking to you guys over there, so I'd appreciate a follow. And you guys know me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.